Ash vs. Evil Dead Henrietta figure. This figure I've been kind of waiting on for because I don't have the Evil Dead 2 Henrietta, and I got this figure to go with my Ultimate Evil Dead 2 Ash. With the chainsaw, we have not gotten that figure yet, but we do have another Ultimate one, and the reason I'm getting this figure is because technically in the movie, the Deadite that comes with the other Ash is not the same Deadite he kills with a chainsaw, and that would be this one, for example. So I'm figuring if I just swap that one with the Ultimate Ash we already have, not the Ash vs. Evil Dead one, but the Evil Dead 2 and Dead by Dawn version. If we bring this figure up closer to the camera, we can see, you can see it has a nice window packaging there. There's something in there that will rattle. Maybe not. But you can kind of see the nice detailing in there. And the main red part here is kind of like a tree, and it has a picture of Henrietta there. It's not the same picture, or it's not the same head they used on the picture, but not too big of a deal. It says NECA Real Toys, Ash vs. Evil Dead. And on the back, it says Ash vs. Evil Dead. It shows a picture of Henrietta. Yeah, there we go. Forgot to give a warning. You can see the other available figures, which are the Asylum Ash and the Deadite Spawn, and then it tells you everything she includes right there. If we get a nice pause the video. Don't go anywhere. We will have a close look at this figure open and out of its packaging with some friends. There's Henrietta, but now let's get some friends. That's good, but I feel like we need one more.
This figure comes with two alternate heads, and this is the main head that comes like main on the figure already. A little bit of a paint defect there. Kind of see how the blood's not right there. You can see this hair here is actually real hair, so it's kind of like long, thin, and looks like, I don't know, it looks weird. It does have a nice sculpt though to it. This head's newly sculpted rather than the old head they had, because the other head, I believe, had like an eyeball missing, because there's a scene where I think Ash from Evil Dead 2 pops her eyeball out. I believe so. And you can kind of see the teeth in there. I feel like there should be more. I think there's more teeth sculpted. I think they only painted like 2 on the line, if you can see that there. Kind of see other teeth in there too. Really good looking head. I'll zoom out so you can get, just a fuller effect there. It's kind of got a nice slimy thing to it with the eyes. So everything else too, but with the eyes, there's a lot of nice detail there. Really. So these two figures are actually from this line, which is just these 3 figures here, Asylum Ash, Henrietta, and the Demon Spawn. Over here's the Ultimate Ash, not from Wave 1, but it's just the Ultimate Ash that they released on its own. They also released a Bloody Ash variant, which I think was also Wave 1, or just a separate release again. Wave 1 had this kind of Ash, but I think it was much vibrant, much more bright on the blues and the browns. It also had the Value Stop Ash and Elegos or Elegos, the Deadite, or the Demon Elegos. I think it was just a demon. But this Henrietta figure here is really, really good. I'm going to bring her up to the camera. I've tried using the base, it just does not work for me. I'm not going to have my figures displayed, so nothing bothers me, really, unless it's like a really, really big problem. As you can see here, the head, this neck here piece, pop this off, and I'm just going to show off the head first, and then we'll kind of do just a big reveal. So we'll get really close to this figure, and then get really far away. So if we can see, if I can get this to nice focus, so you can see all the nice details there. The mouth here, something I didn't know, actually opens up. It only opens up to a point where it doesn't look weird. Like right there, probably is almost too weird. But you can see there's a lot of nice detail in there. On the tongue, the teeth are painted well. Up there's kind of got a different coloring shade to it. Really, really good. When I do these reviews, they're not just for their viewers, but they're almost for me, because I get to see practically what I'm purchasing, what I bought, and higher depth of looking at it. And also to see how much detail is actually put on this thing. This thing also has some hair. It's kind of swished this way. I've tried to separate it the other way, but it just will not go. This piece is plastic. This piece is like a rubbery material because there's a wire in here. You can see the neck here has like 3 little holes in it. I guess that's because all those wiring thingies have those. But this whole neck does bend. You can kind of see that there. Kind of see this also has got a black wash to add depth It's also got some nice sculpting and painting in there too as well. This neck piece, actually,
disjoints. You can see there's some like bloody, gory thingy in there. Because there's a scene, I guess, there is a scene in Evil Dead 2. I don't know if it's in Ash vs. Evil Dead, but it does split open, and you can see it's got a nice looking effect there. It's not even, it's kind of got this, I don't know, kind of like it's been cut with a chainsaw. So really good. Also up here's got some more articulation. So you can kind of see how the head moves. If I can get the head to just sit here, kind of see it goes down, up. Also, you know, it's like on a ball joint. So it rotates all the way around too as well. Before I stick the normal Henrietta head, you can see inside there on the peg, it looks like that.
So here's actually Henrietta herself. It's a pretty big figure, and I'm pretty sure that's why the base was so bad, because the other figures in this wave are the same price as her, and she's much bigger. Maybe that's why the demon spawn's so tiny and limber. Ash is about a normal scale figure, and she is like so much bigger. So maybe that's why some of these are, I don't know where I was getting with that. So you can kind of see here, it's got really bad, oh gosh, you can just, oh man, if you're queasy, just click off the video now. Because down here, you can kind of see, you can see it glimmering right now, can't you? Okay, so down here in the leg, gets even weirder. You see that one part there? Yeah. So the leg actually has sculpted a hole there, to where the, you ready for this part? We're going to rotate around, and I'm going to show you the worst, most, oh, there it is. There it is. Okay, so here is, like, Nastyville. The feet are actually on full ball pegs, like ball joints. You can see there. And they connect right there. Another one over there. And you can just see how nasty this area is. Pretty sickening. Even right here, there's kind of like some stretchy tissue there. Looks like it's being stretched. Really nasty. Here's the peg hole right around there. And it's hard to peg in there. You can also see some other detail here. It's kind of like this gray body with color paint just kind of smeared on there so it gets dirty in depth. This piece over here, her shirt, is actually painted and sculpted really well. It's kind of like this rubbery material, but it's got this black with some light blues on it, which really gives it highlights. Reminds me of the McFarlane or the NECA reminds me of the NECA Part 7 Jason, really, because it's all ripped, torn, and you can see like her necklace or something there. There's the head. You can see her rib cage, I think, there. I'm going to block these. See those there? Little nasty there. Over here, I think this one's, fine. Yeah. Can see some more detail under there, too, as well. Arms also have some nice detail. Oh, and you know, her fingernails are painted, so they're painted right there. You can see these right here also have some nice detailing. These are on ball joints, so you can't really rotate them too bad, except like maybe like that, which I guess isn't too bad for any figure. But for Henrietta, what are you going to do with her hands? You can see her arms right there is kind of been eaten up. And then this piece right here is just a piece of her shirt that's sculpted, like, I think glued in a certain way, kind of like Ash's. But that's it. Here's her far away. I can do articulation tests. So the head will go up, down, rotate, everything you would expect from a head. The shoulders actually, dang, they go up pretty far. They go up all the way. You kind of watch out for this piece. Oh, I actually just popped this piece off. Oh, no.
Here's a naked Henrietta. Oh, gosh. I think that's more terrifying. You can see right here, the back here is being covered because it's not really, you know, it had like a little bit of glue on it, but it didn't stay. But I don't think it's going to affect anything. Like, what's that going to affect? It even makes it more movable and stuff. So that's not a big deal. Just watch out for that if you don't want yours to bust. Really think this is kind of weird. Like really weird.
Time to continue with articulation. So the arm here, right here, gotta keep focusing, it will bend pretty good. It also will swivel, even though she's kind of bigger. Right here, the hands will go pretty, you know, they'll move, really just rotate. They have a different kind of hinge, like you can move it, kind of see that there, but it's kind of difficult. Same thing with this hand over here, and then right here, under the torso area, or right there at the torso, it will rotate. The hips will go out, but again, remember they're not on like a normal leg joint, they're on like a ball joint, on a head. So these will actually go out pretty far. I don't want to break anything. That's actually pretty good. They don't really go forward because her gut hangs right there. They don't go back either. But the feet here, have we looked at the feet yet? Have we gotten down here yet? I don't think I got down here yet, did I? Look at that, there's even some more gory gourds right there. Pretty sure it says this is the new sculpted piece right here. The new leg they did. Maybe so. Kind of looks different than the rest, so maybe. Also see this leg here, it's kind of got this nice thing there. Toes are painted with a black wash on the nails, and then that feet over there. Kind of grind it out. There's the back again. Wow.
So the feet, oh gosh, the feet will bend here, but it's kind of a difficult bend, and then it'll swivel. And then the feet are on a ball joint, so just like the hands, there's quite a bit of movement with ball joints, but just not the most effective on hands and feet. So here's Henrietta next to the other Ash figures. Now, of course, if you want her to fight normal Ash, you can kind of see how they would compare together really nicely. If I can get a nice far back there. Really, really good looking. I haven't had these two side by side yet. I'm going to switch out the heads again and have a look and see what that looks like. So there's Henrietta again with the other head. I really, really like this head. I think the reason I gave you the base, she doesn't touch the floor. Her feet don't. I'm pretty sure because she flies in that scene, I believe. If I'm mistaken, say it in the comments. Because I was like, looking, I was like, why doesn't she touch the floor? You can see how tall this makes her next to Ash Williams there. So you can kind of get a nice height there. And her neck's bent. I bent mine. So imagine if you had the length of the neck all the way up. Ash would not be able to have a chance. There's Henrietta standing there. Now, again, if you're this far to the video, well, not this far, but there's a point where if you keep watching, you actually get a shout out. That shout out person of the day for this video is down in the description. So go follow them. Go subscribe. Go subscribe. Just do whatever you need to.